Hey everybody. So what is folly? Well, I believe that there's two types of behaviors that we give off, or once we do something and behave in a certain way, it's either folly or ignorance. Now, ignorance is maybe you didn't realize you hurt somebody's feelings, or maybe you went into the interview without the towel. Nobody ever told you. Folly. Boy, there can be a lot of different things with folly. Folly can be malicious. Folly can be rebellious. Um, Folly can be, one thing definitely folly is that someone has instructed you in what they thought was the right thing, and probably was the right thing, but you decided that you were going to make your own way, your own trend, or you didn't see that as making sense, so you was going to do it your way, and it didn't turn out right for you. And so that is folly. And this morning I would like to share some of my follies because I have been guilty of that lately. Boy, the gnats! I've never seen this many gnats. Here in the last few weeks or even months, I have been guilty of comparing myself to others. It's an easy trap to fall into. Now, I understand we're human, but I don't want to put that tag on it. Yeah, we're human, but humans also have the abilities to change. And so that's no excuse. A lot of the times I don't know how to behave when conflict arises. Family, at work, but mostly family here in the last few months with my dad just leaving here about a month ago, and I know he won't never come back. I've wanted to behave in certain ways. I wanted to justify why maybe I wanted Daddy back, or maybe I wanted to justify behaving in certain ways. And the only way I can justify that is comparing myself. And when we compare ourselves, we find a way to figure out how we're better than someone. And boy, that's a mistake. Because what happens if we give in to these thoughts of justifying and rationalizing the things, the way people act around us, we can convince ourselves, and then we're going to manifest our behaviors into something that is just as wrong. And it, there's too many cliches in this world, when really we need to get back to realizing that some of these cliches are like truths that we need to allow to penetrate our heart. And one of those cliches is, we should take care of our own, get the board out of our own eye, or deal with our own conflicts. Now, some of you write in, and it's interesting about the write-ins, there's more comments than there is views of this video. Well, I can't understand that. And most of y'all do it privately. Y'all don't send it through Facebook or send it through the public forum. I appreciate that. Y'all send it to me privately. And I'll easily get 50 to 75 comments. The gnats are bad. And so I want you to save. There's about 70% of your comments that I want you to save them, because what I hear from you guys telling me is that you've had similar situations with family, and they've obviously wronged you. They've been greedy, they've been liars, they've been hoarders, they've been all this stuff. And then based on how you think a cousin, an uncle, a sister, or daughter, or brother has acted, then you behave. You've manifested your behavior into a certain way. And I want to say that's what I'm talking about today. I don't want to do that. The whole world around me could be acting a certain way, but I still have an obligation to myself to figure out what's right for me. And I don't want to behave in a way that's right based on what I think, how somebody else is acting. I've been guilty of that, guys. And I've been guilty of that. There's been two school of thoughts on what to do with Daddy, and boy, to justify my right thinking, which was probably a lot in error, I compare myself to other people. I compare myself to my brother. I compare myself to my sister-in-law. I compare myself to, to my dad, and I think about the way my dad has been his whole life, and yeah, all that can be well and good, but why am I bringing up other people and how they behave? I just need to take a look. The old cliche, we need to take a look at it ourselves before we look at anybody else. Well, guess what? I want to go a step further. Let's take a look at ourselves first, and then let's just let it be ended with that. It's hard, guys. So this is at 5 minutes, and I just want to make this brief. I want to say this morning that I should be making videos about other people. I should be making videos about myself, because my heart needs to be cleaned. Here's what I want to tell you, and I'm going to let you go. Alright, when we compare ourselves to others, there's one of two things going to happen. We're going to see ourselves as better than them, which is going to manifest our behavior into treating them a certain way, or saying things to maybe neutral friends that we shouldn't. Because when we compare ourselves, we're basically either saying that we're better. And guess what? A lot of us don't sit here and say, well, we're worse. Oh yeah, I'm comparing myself to this person, and I'm not as good as him. Yeah, we can say that. We keep our mouth shut then. But most of the time, we just keep wiggling it around and changing the story around and the scenarios, and we try to figure out a way how, oh yeah, in that instant, I made the better choice. Do we really want to be people like that? Oh, I know it hurts to own our own behaviors. Oh man, it's hurting me right now. I know I needed to quickly make this video. So guys, I guess the whole gist of this video is to, look, we're never going to get it right. Now we're going to get it more right as we get older and as we become students of life and students of who we are, our character, looking and taking a deep look at who we are, and always trying to correct our behaviors and how we see people and how people see us. But here's the thing, you're gonna fall. You're gonna fall. Acknowledge it as soon as you realize you in folly. The key is to acknowledge it, whether you're an atheist or a Christian. Just acknowledge. You can just acknowledge it to yourself. Tell your best friend, tell your wife, your husband, whoever you feel closest to. Tell them the story of how you've self-justified yourself and how you've been acting. That's the best way to get rid of it, is to just acknowledge it. And then even you may have to go to people and make it right, or maybe you might decide to just stay quiet and then act accordingly, like a co-worker or a brother or a mother, or just when you know you've been in the wrong, if you don't want to go to them and correct it, well then just start from there. It's hard to erase the things that you thought negatively about people. You're gonna have to work on that. That's years and years and years of, like, I'm at a place I can drop it maybe quicker than I could at 30. But yeah, just acknowledge the fact that you was in folly. And so what is folly? We'll end the video with that. Thanks for watching.